Hey, what's up, everyone? My name is Jeff, and today we're going to have some fun playing Magic, and we are playing some D&D Knights, or Venture Knights, because we are venturing into the dungeon with our knights here, Triumphant Adventurer, Nadaar, Selfless Paladin, Guardian of Faith, and Forsworn Paladin as the main new additions to this deck, and they are some awesome additions. So, Nadaar, of course, being able to pump up all of our other creatures as long as we are venturing into the dungeon and completing dungeons with Triumphant Adventurer, and Nadaar, I think we have a good chance of doing that. Triumphant Adventurer having Death Touch and First Strike on your turn is awesome, especially if you're able to buff them up. It is just one of the most difficult creatures to ever block, and so that damage is almost always getting through. And so we have the ability to put Embercleave onto it. We have Circle of Loyalty as a one of in here just for the fun of it. And then we also get Guardian of Faith as protection from the board wipes, which is one of the biggest issues that Knights had, is that they didn't have a good protection from board wipes, but Guardian of Faith is exactly that. And it also dodges Extinction Event, also dodges Shadow's Verdict. All of the things we couldn't dodge before, this does it. So 3 mana, 3/2, Vigilant and Flash. When it enters the battlefield, any number of other target creatures you control phase out. So we can also block really big creatures and have them phase out. And so this means that they do not just get indestructible and still die to Extinction Events. They phase out. They're not there, except for Guardian of Faith itself. Everything else dies to Extinction Event. And so this is a sweet addition to the deck. And I think actually one of the main reasons is we can probably win now with this deck, even against things like Ultimatum. And so I'm really excited to see how well this does for us. We still have the main cards in here: Venerable Knight, Fervent Champion, Inspiring Veteran, Rimrock Knight, One Worthy Knight. I'm bringing a lot of one-ofs in here to kind of see what I like better. Stormfist Crusader for the card draw, Dire Tactics for removal, Bloodchief Thirst for more removal there, and then Embercleave, of course, on the top end. Nadaar, hopefully, I'm excited to see how we can get through the different dungeons. Lost Mine of Fendelver is the main one that we're trying to get through here. Just to be able to put counters onto things, draw cards, create goblins, whatever. Just make sure that we get through a dungeon quickly. This is the best quick dungeon that we can get through for Nadaar to get to his ability. And then otherwise, we actually might go for Tomb of Annihilation just because it forces more life loss, which actually might be the main thing we go for anyway if we're up against a more control deck, whatever. Anytime that we do venture into a dungeon, that means we can maybe have them either lose 2 life or have to sacrifice a creature, artifact, or land. And so this is a way that we can make sure we can kind of get the extra little bit of damage through for them here and there. And then also the other side of it, still being able to just dark pool. Each opponent loses 1 life down right in the middle, and we gain 1 life. That can be I have actually won quite a few games with just that 1 point of damage. And by quite a few, I mean like there were 2 games where it really played a big difference. But I won with that 1 point of damage, so it's pretty sweet. All right, let's go ahead and dive into the gameplay, see how this one does for us. Mana base, we have Tournament Grounds, which is the biggest addition of playing Knights anyway, is we have this with the Pathways, which is actually a really consistent mana base, I feel like. The only issue is that can't cast Dire Tactics and Bloodchief's Thirst. And so that's the one downside, but those are basically the only cards, I think the only cards in this deck we can't cast with it. So we're good. Actually, Circle of Loyalty, I think, also requires stuff as well. So anyway, let's dive into the gameplay. Here we go. Wish me luck. Over the last 6 days, I had 51,000 unique viewers, and 37,000 of you have watched multiple videos in the last 6 days. That means most of my viewers actually like my content. But as you see here, 54% of you guys haven't hit the subscribe button. So if you could, it would be really great. Thank you. All right, here we go. This is a beautiful hand. Keep this for sure. Yeah, Tournament Grounds here to be able to make sure we play out our Knights. I mean, to an extent, I guess we don't want to be playing out Tournament Grounds first all the time, because we do want to be able to make sure that we have the mana for Dire Tactics and Bloodchief's Thirst, whatever, when we need it. At the same time, though, with Pathway lands, we want to make sure we're playing those on the right colors based off what we have in hand. And so here we do go play for Tournament Grounds, get out Fervent Champions. I think we're going to go Fervent Champion, Forsworn Paladin, and then Adventurer after that. We'll see. Fervent Champion, go. Another thing I could have gone for is just like Forsworn Paladin, this, and then double Fervent Champion the turn after. I don't know. I'm way overthinking this right now. Don't worry about it. All right, plays out of Plains. All right, any basic land we're going to try to play out quicker. Actually, that doesn't let us play too many things unless it's Triumphant Adventurer here, which is still not a bad play. Yeah, let's get that out there. Death Touch, if we're up against mono white, is actually pretty decent. They do have a lot of indestructible stuff. All right, is this Winota? Okay, Scorching Dragonfire, potentially Winota. Dire Tactics is interesting to hold on to. Fervent Champion. Let's go ahead and play out Forsworn Paladin here as well. Attack in. Down to 14 past the turn. Let's hopefully we can dodge board. I really don't know what we're playing up against right now. It might just be dragons, but they have the new 2-mana removal card that I think is way better than Scorching Dragonfire. So I don't know. Dire Tactics seems like it'll be a decent card though. So play this out in red. Attack in. I don't think we buff. We're gonna hold on to Dire Tactics instead. I mean, that is a lot more damage though. Just 2 more points of damage is a big deal here. All right, so we have to kill this actually before it finalizes. I believe it'll keep Fervent Champion in combat here. Otherwise, it would bounce it and come back out of combat. So we have to make sure that we did it right then. Brennor. All right, well, attack in. So Forsworn Paladin dies. I can make a treasure and give him death touch as well with the first strike. Doesn't matter. We get to attack him with these guys anyway. And then whichever one they block, we get a buff with this. I'm just debating if I want to swing in with Paladin as well. It has mana, so yeah, we're good. There we go. So have to pump these guys. Actually, I should have buffed up both of them onto Paladin because then I could have just put the +2 there and this damage would have gotten through. So mistakes were made. I'm sorry. I'm trying to figure this out a little bit still. I found it out immediately afterwards, if that helps anything. Does block. Okay, we get to kill this guy. Yeah, so I lost out on 1 point of damage there because I didn't put both of the +1s onto this. Ooh, the life gain is rough. I think we're faster than it though, especially with that. How much damage do I have right now? We have 2 buffs. So we have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Not enough. So we kill. Get rid of the lifelink. Attack in. Doesn't really matter. Down to 5 past the turn. I'm liking the amount of removal that we have. Kiri. Another Fervent Champion is pretty decent. That's more damage than just doing this. Yeah, we're in good shape there. Not too shabby at all. I'm liking this deck. All right, up against Depino and Worthy Knight, Inspiring Veteran, and Nadaar and everything. Good stuff. We're keeping this. I like it. All right, so we need white mana and we need red. And then black will just have to come later. Hopefully we can find some of the lands along the way. We're still running 24 lands in this deck, so that's a decent number of lands. Actually, I might be at 23. Because we're fairly cheap for the most part with everything. Like, I think 3 drops are really the only thing except for Embercleave. Let's take a look at MTG Assistant, which, by the way, the link's down in the description below for this. With the new set coming out, they didn't release, like, Wizards didn't release all the information on this really quickly. We need white mana more than anything else because white mana is the only thing we have double white of anything in. And so that's a good thing to get out there. Let's go for, yeah, going for red. Play Worthy Knight, pass the turn. At the very least, we have Inspiring Veteran to play here. Hopefully we actually find another land. That would be great. How many lands do we have? I'm not sure if it really keeps track. Add all those up. That's how many we got. Well, that's annoying. And not hitting a land, also annoying. Nadaar would have been a way better play there. Every one of our lands are untapped, though, so at least that's nice. Play out on black. Play Nadaar. Cling to dust, gain some life. Getting the 4/4 is a pretty big deal here as well for us up against a removal deck. I actually think I care more about Tomb of Annihilation. Getting to the +1 counter can be nice, but I think that we go for, because they are going to be focused more on other stuff, we're going to try to make them lose as much life as possible. I don't think our life total is going to come into play as much as theirs will. So, yeah, they're gaining a lot of life there. But if we can be venturing and gaining enough life, it's fine. Probably gets rid of Embercleave here. If we do find a red source, yeah, it's fantastic. Guardian of Faith is pretty sweet, though. If we find a white source, Bloodchief's Thirst. Well, okay then. That's cool. Another Nadaar. Well, attack in. Do we get rid of the other Nadaar here? If we are just trying to complete the dungeon, it actually might be nice to have. Exile target creature. It does not get rid of Ugins, which I have a feeling this is what they're getting up to. You know, we're really far away from Guardian of Faith, actually. We'll get rid of Dire Tactics. We have 2 of them. We know they have more duresses anyway, but I don't feel like they're going to run into that many creatures that are important to kill. Especially with it telegraphed here. So I could try to complete the dungeon faster, but let's just pass the turn. Hold on to more value. Crawling Barrens. That's something we can kill. I like that. Swing in. I forgot I could have just declined last time and lost the life. That's the whole reason I didn't have to discard a card. I don't know what I was thinking. All right, brings out Crawling Barrens. Does not actually create into a creature. Good. Yep. Stormfist. I could have played out Nadaar and got a 4/4 there right then too. There's going to be Shadow Verdicts and Extinction Events, things like that though. Come on. Give us a land. We're drawing extra cards. Okay, we get the buff from Nadaar by swinging in here. Okay, create a 5/5, actually. As Menace, Crawling Barrens can't really kill Nadaar very easily. Cling to Dust. Sure. Gains more life. Can block Nadaar? Does not. They know that we have the Dire Tactics. Alright, the issue here is that we're playing into Extinction Events or anything like that now. We don't have the ability to protect with Guardian of Faith. So playing out another creature here isn't actually the best. But it could be more guaranteed that we actually get in for lethal on this next turn. I'm going to play out Venerable Knight. Hold on to the other 2. Pass the turn. Although that means we didn't get a hold on to Dire Tactics there. That's fine. Extinction Event. Alright, that's... See? It was good. We did it right. Alright, now we have Guardian of Faith available. And so play out Forsworn Paladin. They're tapped out. Get to attack in. Keep making him lose life, I think, is the right way to go. So, Tomb of Annihilation. Hit for 6. You can lose 2 life off of the Nadaar unless they discard a card. Nope, not that one. Well, I don't know why you would tap that down when I have Guardian of Faith. Play out Forsworn Paladin. Pass the turn. We have protection against Extinction Event. Or Shadow's Verdict. Mazemind Tome. That's fine. They have enough to gain 3 more life. Alright, flashing Guardian of Faith. Guess there's no reason to submit right now. Ooh, perfect draw. Let's tap that for white. I think they're giving up here though, right? Like we're done, so we're good. Yeah, grab a red source. Yeah, only 2 lands left. Activate this while we have it. And opponent scoops it up. Sweet. Love how I didn't use the 1 white mana. Oh, it's only able to be used for creatures, right? All right. That was awesome. All right, here we go. Keep this hand, a beautiful hand. Yeah, Fervent Champion into Crusader, Venerable Knight after removal. Yeah. I like it. Fervent Champion. Attack in. Down to 19. Pass the turn. Okay. Up against... So this is a little bit different deck. We have to play this a little differently. Do I kill the Fervent Champion with Bloodchief's Thirst? This might die. I have Bloodchief's Thirst and Venerable Knight available to me right now. And it will be a little bit awkward playing it any other time after this. And so I think... I just know there's other better things to kill, but let's go ahead and just get a little bit more ahead on board here. Down to 18 past the turn. If they have Robber of the Rich, this also empties out our hand a little bit more, so they can't really get in for more value. We have a blocker now for that as also too as well. Okay, play another Venerable Knight. We're going to play out Stormfist Crusader, but hold up Rimrock now. Actually, I can't. Stops, cool. Now they killed that, and we get Stormfist Crusader. Hopefully they're out of stops. An Inspiring Veteran would be great to find as well. Okay, play out Mountain. Not a lot of red mana. I think we're actually in really good shape here. So we go full aggressive. Yeah, they get to kill both Venerable Knights this way. We get to put a ton of counters onto Stormfist Crusader, though. I forgot, they get to kill both of them that way, huh? Oh well. I should have just attacked with Crusader. So onto here. Actually, I should have put the counter onto this. Wait, it goes in response. Okay, we're good. We're good. It's fine. Rimrock Knight. A 6/4 with Menace is pretty hard to kill, especially when it just deals 1 damage to you every turn. They have Faceless Haven they can get rid of. Bonecrusher Giant itself is probably their best play, especially if they're not playing a land right away. Like if they have a land, they're playing it right now. Yeah, good shape. That was the worst draws in the world. I think we forced them to trade off with the Bonecrusher Giant, because otherwise we have not quite lethal actually. Dang it, those are awful draws. And now they're way ahead now on card advantage. If they have red mana, what would they be using it on? You're going to try to double kill this more. Having this available might be worthwhile. Giving them a chance to trade while we're ahead is actually not that great. But it does nothing but attack, so let's just do it. Bring them down to 7. They have to block and kill. Otherwise, they're dead to Stormfist Crusader. Unless they have an answer for Stormfist Crusader here, they're in trouble. Hovering over and showing that we might have Embercleave. Ooh. We don't. Yeah, they had a not as good draw. This is the biggest issue with Stormfist Crusader, though, is up against other aggro decks, you're also giving them card draw and making us lose life as well. So we have to be more aggro than them to make it really work out, which is bad. If they also go down to 7 here and then still have answers for everything else, we have the Lost Mine of Fendelver, or the Tomb of Annihilation dungeon we can go into, which the first one is just each player loses 1 life. So we can just make that happen. Yep, down to 4. Play out a land. White mana is the most important. Double red is important, but we have that with this for Embercleave's the only thing that needs double red, and this works for that, so. Fervent Champion. 2 creatures, 2 creatures. Does not attack, but also, yeah, they'll have to block in with both of them to really do anything there. Yep, there we go. Ranking up to tier 1. Woot woot. All right, up against Roxy Cut, and I like this hand. Worthy Knight is a pretty good card, so we'll keep this. Stonequill Serpent. Unfortunately, Dire Tactics does not ever kill that. So let's play out. Actually, want to be able to get up to Dire Tactics at some point, but it doesn't really matter here, I guess. So let's go Fervent Champion, swing in. I need to play this out for the white mana for Worthy Knight on turn 2. That also means that I can decide what I need to if I find a Bloodchief's Thirst or whatever to play something else. I can play that and Forsworn Paladin if need be. Another Dire Tactics. Doesn't work so great here. Still. Feels like they might have some sort of effect here, but we'll see. If they have Snakeskin Veil, it's really annoying. Worthy Knight. They could also have Blizzard's Brawl, which will kill the Worthy Knight here if they have the land for it. Nah, they don't. Sweet. Stormfist Crusader. That's actually really nice. All right, so I think we try to go wide here instead of anything else, so. Yeah, that's a pretty big board now. And now Nadaar getting up. The only issue here is if they have a Gem Raiser that makes us a 4/4 or 5/5. Then we don't really have a lot of ways to get around that except for 2 menace creatures. But getting up to Nadaar to get the dungeon, the +1/+1 is going to be really nice. One other Triumphant Adventurer. That actually is really good in this matchup too. Death Touch and First Strike stops a lot of things. Blizzard Brawl. Removal. Some shenanigans. We don't actually have the mana for Dire Tactics yet. Yeah, even with Forsworn Paladin, we don't, because we have to have black and then white. So Stormfist Crusader, interesting. I'm always in between. Like, I feel like Worthy Knight is definitely the worst one here. Not white mana. All right, we'll play out Nadaar. Still a good play. In this matchup, making him lose life, I think ends up just hurting us more. I think going wide is better. So the Goblin here is nice. The Treasure might be necessary. So, but the 4/4 is also really good here in this matchup that we can get from this. And forcing him to lose life along the way when we're a little bit ahead on board and going wide. Still a decent play. If we ever find the white mana for this, it's nice. We can actually find the white mana for this by doing it this way. I think just because Dire Tactics is such a good play for us, we go this way just to get the treasure token and the chance to scry into the white mana. We already had it. Crap. The other way would have been better. Darn it. Forsworn Paladin I can swing in with and kill the Stonecoil Serpent. Because they have to block because it has Menace. They get to kill one thing, we get to kill one thing. I think that's okay for it with us right now. Keep the damage going a little bit by little bit. All right, so kill the snake, pass the turn, keep their board small. Another werewolf pack leader. And a mammoth. All right. The ability to draw 2 cards by attacking a next turn is pretty terrifying. They can also buff. All right, so we play out Plains. Instant speed. We can see how they block first and see what's the best thing to trade off with. Treasure token doesn't give us double Dire Tactics yet. So play out Venerable Knight first. I can attack in, see whichever they block with, and then Dire Tactics it to keep Nadaar alive, or see if it's worth trading off. Let's attack in. I'm debating if I want to attack in with these humans. Not unless we're going to Dire Tactics first. I think now we make a goblin. I'm kind of okay with the Nadaar dying if it means that we get rid of 2 creatures here. So if they're willing to trade this off, I am pretty happy with this. So I go for the trade-off. Before they have a Snakeskin Veil. Come on, Inspiring Veteran. They want to tack in just to gain the life here? Sure. Or just to draw the card. I don't think we block anything. I think we just try to keep going wide. We have another Dire Tactics to get rid of any blocker they come up with here. They have 3 mana. Mammoth, okay. Ooh, Circle of Loyalty. Not enough mana yet. Alright, get rid of you. Attack in with everything. Alright, so now they have to kill us or else they're dead. And if we find the white mana for Circle Loyalty, all these get +1/+1 as well. Good stuff. Ranger class. We can attack him with Face of Haven. It doesn't work out to get the pack tactics. Okay, yeah, we won. Sweet. Good games. I like this deck. That is 4-0 so far. I shouldn't say that though, because now I'm in trouble. Yeah, I did have fun with that one. That was good. I'm fine playing up against mono green. Just fine with that. All right, up against Little Bess, and we'll keep this hand. I like it. Fervent Champion. This gives us mana for Dire Tactics if we need it. So hit in, pass the turn. I think we play this out on white. or actually black for Stormfist Crusader or Worthy Knight. And then the other one for white. So black, Worthy Knight, attack in, down to 18 past the turn. All right, we are needing to find Guardian of Faith before Extinction Event or Shadow's Verdict happens. I really do think just that one card gives us such an advantage over the Ultimatum deck, because they win because they get either Binding Old Gods or something else does enough there. All right, so here's the tough choice. Sparring Veteran lets us actually grow the board and hit in more aggressively now, or we get a chance to actually draw cards to find the Guardian of Faith. I think the better choice is Crusader. This just gets so much more damage in right away. Let's go for a Crusader. It lets them draw cards too, which is annoying, but if we get to find a Guardian of Faith, we're in much better shape. Swing in. It also gives us one more knight that we can buff on the next turn as well. It's not a bad play. Cultivates, okay. So they'll have enough mana for the board wipe here on the next turn. Nadaar. Fervent Champion. That actually changes the math a little bit here. All right, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We have lethal. Fervent Champion, Inspired Veteran. I believe that's exactly lethal. Yes! Haha! We did it! Oh, yeah, that's good stuff. All right, guys, stopping at 5 games, but man, this deck was sweet. It was really, really powerful. I enjoyed it a lot. If anything, I think one more Worthy Knight is actually worth coming in. I actually like the numbers that we did have, though. Like, everything felt pretty good. We didn't find many Triumphant Adventurers. The first game we found quite a few, but like we didn't find them any of the other 4 games there. Let's see if MTG Assistant is tracking stuff yet. Doesn't look like it. I'll show you my stats. Yeah, so it was 5 games in a row. We won, and good stuff there. Like, everything felt great about it. Nadaar felt really powerful, where like we were able to do other shenanigans, like the Tomb of Annihilation, which just lost them life or made them discard cards or whatever, like along the way, is actually a pretty powerful effect. Getting us up to another 4/4 creature that's pretty hard to deal with. Like, it's another threat that's really difficult and hard to deal with. I think that is better for this deck than any of the other options. I don't really like Dungeon of the Mad Mage unless we're like way ahead. We have like all of our Triumphant Adventurers and Nadaar, and we've already gone through all the other dungeons, and like, then sure, why not? We can start playing extra free stuff. But I think that Lost Mine of Fendelver, if we're up against another aggro deck where you don't want to lose life, this helps us get a little bit ahead. The ability to make them lose 1 life and gain life actually is nice for some life gain, whatever it is. Giving target creature -1 is -4 is actually decent. And then Tomb of Annihilation for any control matchup, I think that's the one you go for, to just force them to lose more life, be more aggressive, and that means that you can utilize that over and over again. Like, there's potentially 5 life loss just by going through this dungeon, and then a 4/4 creature at the end of it with Death Touch is just good. And so I think that that's the right way to go for control matchups. Guardian of Faith felt really solid, even just in defense against the targeted removal people had. There was one Extinction Event that we didn't have it for, and that's going to happen. You play it for the case, for the instances that it will be perfect. And I think as a 3 of it actually is about right here. I really liked how this played out. Nadaar giving the buff happened, I think, once or twice as well. We didn't find as many Embercleaves, and that's where I think you'd probably drop Circle Loyalty for Embercleave. You'd probably drop something else here for this. There might be better removal than Dire Tactics, just because you want to also hit Planeswalkers. I don't think you bring in Murderous Rider, though. even though it's a knight here, Swift End is harder to cast. We saw that already with Tournament Grounds and having issues with play dire tactics anyway. I think if anything, we probably ought to bring in more Heartless Axe because it's easier to cast, or something else like maybe shocks or stomps or whatever, that kind of stuff. Like a Bone Crusher Giant, even in a Knight's deck, is still a better play than a lot of other stuff because it's just an insane card. So that's the deck. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I do think this version as it is still really good. I mean, I was playing in ranked and we were able to rank up pretty well there. So this is probably the deck I'm going to use for ranking for the next little bit because I feel like it's unseen so far. And so people don't know how to deal with it. And it has the answers for the biggest issues in the format. And so I like it. Hope you guys enjoy it. See you guys in the next one. Thanks so much. Like and subscribe and bye-bye.